Step into just about any gun store in America, and you'll immediately realize it's not just a retail space, it's a full-blown cultural gathering place for people who live and breathe the Second Amendment. You'll find a mix of personalities that could easily fill out a cast list for a firearms-themed comedy series. These stores are where gun lovers come to chat, brag, argue calibers, and sometimes make you wonder if you're on a hidden camera show. And while most of the folks you'll run into are harmless, some make you chuckle, others make you cringe, and a few leave you questioning your life choices. In this rundown, we're going to take a look at 10 of the most familiar types of gun store customers you'll meet across the United States. Whether it's the crusty old war dog reliving his glory days or the guy trying to sneak in a purchase behind his wife's back, some of these characters are spot-on accurate, while others are exaggerated for laughs, but every one of them has a foot in reality. Let's jump in. You might just see yourself in one of these roles. The walking Wikipedia. This guy acts like he's on the payroll, even though nobody asked him to be. The moment he sees a customer hesitate, he swoops in like he's the subject matter expert of all things that go bang. You'll find him in his Range-branded polo shirt and a hat with a logo from some big-name manufacturer. He dresses like he's filming a gun review channel in his head. He's not shy about jumping into your conversation about 9mm versus 45, or why your choice in holster is all wrong. He'll argue with store employees, correct customers mid-sentence, and might even tell you that you need a 50 caliber BMG rifle to defend your backyard shed. Deep down, he probably thinks he's doing the Lord's work, but to the staff, he's a recurring source of eye rolls and inside jokes. Still, without guys like this, what would we talk about when the shop's quiet? The stealth buyer. Every now and then, you'll spot someone nervously pacing the store, looking over their shoulder like they're being followed by a drone. That's your stealth buyer. They're about to buy a new firearm and don't want their partner to find out. They'll whisper, "Can you run this under a different item name?" Or, "Can you charge this to my fishing club card?" They might ask for the receipt to be labeled camping supplies or arrange to pick up the pistol while their spouse is out of town. What really takes the cake is when it turns out the spouse works for the sheriff's department, or worse, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Watching their face twist when the clerk explains where the Form 4473 goes is pure entertainment. Still, they keep trying, convinced that a wink and a fake gym bag can outmaneuver federal record-keeping. The negotiator. This guy treats the shop like a roadside flea market. The moment he walks in, you already know what's coming. "I'll pay cash. What kind of deal can we work out?" He'll flash a screenshot of some sketchy listing from 3 states away and demand a price match on a firearm that's already competitively priced. He'll drop names, claims he knows the owner's cousin's buddy who always gets a better deal. He might even try the old "I'm a veteran" or "I'm a first responder" card to shave off a few bucks. And while most gun shops respect that, they still have overhead, transfer fees, and compliance costs that don't disappear with a handshake. The staff might throw in a free shirt or a discount on a box of 22 long rifle. But the truth is, this isn't a pawn shop, and no, they can't knock off 50 bucks because you asked nicely. Still, it's all part of the show, and let's be honest, there's always that slim chance he walks out feeling like he won the negotiation. The anxious package watcher. If you've ever tracked a shipment like it held the fate of the free world, you'll understand this type, but the impatient buyer takes that obsession and dials it up to 11. The moment their firearm order hits delivered on the carrier's tracking page, they're already in the car, barreling down the highway toward the store. They march straight to the counter, phone in hand, jabbing at the screen while declaring, "It says it's here, can I grab it now?" What they don't seem to grasp is that the store still has to receive, log, and legally process the firearm, which takes time. Even a 10-minute wait feels like an eternity to this customer. You'll often catch them lurking near the counter, arms crossed, sighing loudly, or giving staff the kind of look that says, "Why are you helping that guy instead of me?" The employees, seasoned in this kind of high-strung energy, will calmly explain, "We'll call your name as soon as it's ready." But that doesn't stop the anxious package watcher from hovering like a hungry hawk over a prairie dog town. The tactical cosplayer. Here comes the mall ninja, the guy dressed for World War III, even though he's just here to buy a box of 22 long rifle. Wearing a plate carrier, tactical gloves, and combat boots with all the flair of a Special Forces wannabe, he walks in like he's breaching a door in Fallujah. You'll hear terms like high speed, low drag tossed around casually as he discusses his latest upgrade, a $2 rifle weighed down with every doodad known to man. Laser sights, dual optics, a bipod, and maybe even a bayonet. But ask him how to zero it. Blank stare. Watch him shoot. It's like confetti in a windstorm. At the range, he's the guy more focused on readjusting gear than actually hitting the target. Still, his love for gear and guns is genuine. And while the mall ninja might not be a seasoned marksman, his enthusiasm keeps the tactical side of the industry in business and gives everyone else a good story. The Internet Deal Chaser. The online bargain hunter is convinced the brick-and-mortar store is ripping everyone off. Phone in hand, they'll excitedly flash a website that promises a brand new Desert Eagle for the price of a fast food combo meal. Usually, it's some sketchy site based out of nowhere you've ever heard of, with a name like Guns for You Do Beads. The staff, with practiced patience, explain the reality federal regulations, shipping charges, transfer fees, and potential scams. None of that matters to the deal chaser, who sees every cautionary tale as an attempt to upsell. They'll ask, "Can you match this price?" Even if the listing doesn't include a real photo, a verified seller, or even punctuation. And if you mention potential fraud, they act like you're the paranoid one. These folks believe they've uncovered some secret back channel to firearm savings, and no amount of logic will break that illusion. You admire the confidence, but not the stubbornness. The Glock brandineer. Every store sees this one. The guy who just can't wrap his head around Glock making more than one handgun. He picks up a Glock 19, looks puzzled, and asks, "Who makes this?" The clerk replies, "Glock." Then he grabs a Glock 17 and repeats, "Same company?" And it just keeps going. Glock 26? Still Glock. Glock 34? Yep, still Glock. The confusion is sometimes genuine. Maybe they're new to firearms. Other times, it feels like they're just trying to stir the pot. You'll even hear questions like, "Isn't this a 1911? Or don't all Glocks come in one size?" Eventually, the staff just starts responding in a flat tone. Glock, Glock, Glock. While it's a bit tiring to repeat the same answer 6 times, there's something almost charming about the disconnect until it happens again 10 minutes later with another model in the same display case. The phantom shopper. This one's easy to miss literally. The silent type glides into the store like a ghost, avoiding eye contact and staying just out of earshot. You'll spot them standing near the back wall or carefully browsing the display cases without saying a word. When approached by staff, they might respond with a slight nod or a barely audible "no thanks." There's a quiet intensity about them, and their demeanor often sparks theories. Some say they're retired military, others guess off-duty law enforcement. Most of the time, they'll silently inspect a high-end pistol or rifle for a while, then calmly approach the counter and drop a hefty stack of cash on something like a hand-fitted custom 1911 or a match-grade AR-10. Without fanfare or small talk, They complete the purchase, give a brief thank you, and disappear just as quietly as they arrived. No drama, no bragging, just a cool, efficient presence that leaves staff both curious and impressed. The classic iron loyalist. Enter the FUD, the traditionalist, who firmly believes firearms peaked somewhere between the end of World War II and the start of Vietnam. Anything with a synthetic stock or Picatinny rail is viewed with deep suspicion. Show them a modern AR-15, and they'll mutter something about plastic army toys. But mention a wood-stocked bolt action or an old-school lever gun, and their face lights up. Back in my day, all you needed was a 12-gauge and good iron sights, they'll say, as if reciting gospel. To the FUD, red dot sights are cheating, and polymer-framed pistols are unreliable fads. They'll often dismiss anything chambered in a new caliber, insisting the 30-06 or 30-30 Winchester gets the job done just fine. While they might resist modern advancements, their reverence for old-school craftsmanship and deep knowledge of traditional hunting rifles adds a layer of respectability that's hard to ignore even if they think everything invented after 1960 is witchcraft. The armchair commando. Then there's the tactical operator, a walking loadout who turns heads the moment they walk through the door. They're dressed in full mission-ready gear for what amounts to a quick ammo pickup. Camouflage plate carrier. Check. Drop leg holster. Of course. Multicam ball cap with morale patch? Absolutely. They speak in crisp, call-sign style phrases like engaging or contact left. Every gun they inspect is judged through a special forces lens. If it's not used by elite units, it doesn't pass muster. You might catch them doing a slow 180-degree sweep while muttering about securing the perimeter or miming a tactical reload mid-conversation. Some have a genuine military background and just enjoy staying sharp. Others are more LARP than real-life operator. Either way, they're serious about gear, obsessed with tactics, and probably have a rifle setup that could make a SWAT team jealous. If only they spent as much time on the range as they do fine-tuning their loadout.